Title: The Spectral Symphony of Silence. Dust danced in the beams of light filtering through cracks in the ceiling, briefly illuminating the grotesque interior of the majestic theater. Decades had passed since the curtain had last fallen, decades since laughter and applause had filled the air with their vibrant energy. Now, only silence reigned, a silence heavy and oppressive, occasionally broken by the moan of the wind seeping through the crumbling walls. Daniel, a young actor with dreams as vast as the night sky, had dared to venture into this sanctuary of oblivion. He had heard the legends, the whispers of souls trapped within its walls, the ghosts of opera stars who refused to abandon the stage they once loved. But Daniel didn't believe in ghosts. He believed in art, in the magic of the theater, and he was convinced that the majestic, despite its decay, still held a latent power, a spark waiting to be rekindled. For weeks, he had explored the theater, studying every corner, every crack, every shadow. The stage, covered in dust and cobwebs, was his favorite place. There, he would close his eyes and imagine the glorious performances that had taken place, the voices resonating, the costumes shimmering under the spotlight. One night, while reciting a monologue from Hamlet in the darkness, he felt a presence. It wasn't a physical sensation, but something more subtle, an alteration in the air, a sudden chill that made his skin crawl. At first, he attributed it to his imagination, to fatigue, to the somber atmosphere of the place. But then, he heard it. A whisper, as soft as the rustle of silk, seemed to emanate from the depths of the theater. "Come sing with us," the voice said, with a spectral melody, an irresistible invitation. Daniel froze, his heart pounding in his chest. Fear, cold and paralyzing, washed over him completely. He couldn't move, he couldn't speak, he could only listen. The voice resonated again, louder this time, clearer. "Come sing with us, join the symphony of silence." Slowly, almost in a trance, Daniel began to walk toward the source of the voice. He traversed the labyrinth of dark corridors, dodging debris and cobwebs, guided by the spectral song. He came to a door at the end of a hallway, a door he didn't remember seeing before. He opened it and found himself in a dressing room that seemed to have been abandoned in haste. On the vanity, covered in dust, was a mask. A white mask, smooth, expressionless. Daniel felt a strange attraction to it, an imperious need to touch it, to put it on. He reached out and brushed the cold surface of the mask. In that instant, a surge of energy coursed through him, filling him with an intoxicating euphoria. He took the mask and placed it on his face. At that moment, the dressing room transformed. The walls lit up with a ghostly light, the furniture was cleaned and restored, and the mirror in front of him reflected an image that was not his own. He saw a man with a pale, sunken face, with eyes filled with infinite sadness. He saw the Phantom of the Opera. The voice, now inside his head, ordered him, "Sing, Daniel, sing for us. Sing so that the theater may live again." And Daniel sang. He sang with a passion, with a force he never knew he possessed. His voice filled the theater, resonating in every corner, every crack, every shadow. He sang opera arias, folk songs, melancholic ballads. He sang until his lungs ached, until his vocal cords bled. As he sang, he saw other ghosts appear. Opera stars from all eras, actors, dancers, musicians. They all joined in his song, creating a spectral symphony of beauty and pain. The night passed in a whirlwind of music and emotions. As the sun began to peek through the cracks in the ceiling, the ghosts disappeared, leaving Daniel alone in the dressing room. He took off the mask and looked at himself in the mirror. His face was the same, but his eyes were different. There was a deep sadness in them, a melancholy he had never felt before. He had seen and felt the pain of the ghosts of the majestic, he had shared their suffering, and now, a part of him was forever trapped in that place. Daniel left the dressing room and headed to the stage. He climbed onto it and looked into the void, at the abandoned auditorium. He knew he could never leave the majestic. He was bound to it, to its ghosts, to its music. Now, he was part of the symphony of silence. He stood there, in silence, waiting for the night, waiting for the darkness, waiting for the moment when the spectral voices would call him again. "Come sing with us, Daniel," they would whisper, and he would answer, because now, he was also a phantom of the opera. A few months later, a group of young urban explorers ventured into the majestic theater. They found Daniel on stage, dressed in an old evening gown, with a white mask over his face. He was dead, with a strange and melancholic smile on his lips. And as they approached, they swore they heard a whisper, a soft and spectral song that seemed to emanate from the depths of the theater. "Come sing with